So let's get straight into it. You already know I've been covering the whole Spray incident at the Rated Awards. Well, apparently, I've got the whole story wrong. Or more accurately, I've only heard one version of events. But in this documentary, I'm about to break down the other side of what allegedly went down, and trust me, this version is wild. Now, before I go any further, let me make this very clear. This information comes from a secret source. This is their version of events. It could be true, it could be completely false. So don't take this as gospel. But regardless, the streets need to hear it. So a source reached out and said I'd got the whole story twisted. And according to them, this is what really happened. First of all, the initial incident wasn't at a Drake afterparty, like I first reported. It was actually a boy better know party. Drake and his team were just guests there. Now here's where it gets spicy. Throughout all my reports, I've stated that a watch went missing that night. But according to the source, I'm wrong, and no watch was robbed, and nothing was actually taken. So that completely contradicts my story. Still, tensions were apparently high, and from what's being said, there was some kind of altercation, and some guys moved to Spray at the party. So here's the key part of the information. Whether it was or wasn't a watch that went missing, or some words of disrespect that were said, something definitely kicked off at an after-party before the Rated Awards. It's clear both stories align on that sentiment, and just to be clear, this all went down at a BBK after-party, not an OVO event like I initially reported. As for whether the watch getting robbed was the main reason behind the argument, that I still don't know. Then the source dropped a heavy one. He said Spray was never invited to the Rated Awards. So now I'm asking myself, did Spray rush the doors? Did he just show up on smoke? There's a lot of questions and not many answers. Here's the quote the source gave me, word for word. It was the boy better know after party, and Mandem moved to Spray. Now Spray's brethren at the time had a +1 for the Rated Awards. That's how he got in. Posty would never have invited Spray directly. Posty knew the kind of trouble Spray could potentially bring to the table back then. So let me interpret and break down that for my people who aren't from the streets. My source said the following. The party I originally reported as a Drake OVO link-up. Turns out it was actually a Skepta-led BBK event, and Drake just happened to be there. And at that event, someone from the SN1 camp allegedly moved to Spray over some disagreement. The source also claims Posty never invited Spray to the Rated Awards, saying he knew Spray might bring trouble. Instead, Spray apparently came as someone's +1. Now again, I could be chatting absolute waffle. But this version of events is interesting, and let's be real, back in 2017, Spray was on madman mode. So the idea that Posty didn't want him there, that's not far-fetched. But then, a second source came forward, and their account added even more heat to the fire. They say Drake and OVO were chilling in VIP with SN1 at the BBK afterparty. Spray pulled up to the venue and said to the SN1 camp, "Let me roll," or "Let me come in," something along those lines. A key figure from the SN1 camp allegedly tells him, "I'll let you in, but no madness, best behavior." Spray agreed and replied, "Yeah, cool." But according to this source, a watch somehow disappeared from one of the OVO guys' wrists later that night. You see, this source actually contradicts my first one. They're confirming what I originally believed, that someone from OVO got robbed for their kettle. Anyway, back to the story. That's when things kicked off. A key member of the SN1 crew and Spray allegedly got into a heated confrontation, and Spray reportedly caught a lick to the face. And that, according to this source, this is where the beef started. Now fast forward to the Rated Awards. Apparently no one said or did anything directly to Spray that night. Even after the BBK incident, everyone was just there for vibes. But according to this same source, Spray was on a mad one, walking up and down the venue, talking crazy, allegedly flashing his tool, waving it in the air, moving wild. People were trying to ignore him. It was meant to be a night of celebration. But then, Spray saw Buck, and that's when it escalates again. Spray allegedly moved aggressive towards Buck, who was just there on calm vibes. And from there, well, the rest is history. One name that keeps popping up in all of this? Vic Santoro. Allegedly, he's the one who brought Spray to the Rated Awards. Now, I don't know how true that is. but if anyone can confirm that in the comments, I'd appreciate it. Again, this could all be fabricated, or it could be the realist version of events we've heard so far. Either way, it makes for one hell of a plot twist. The Rated Awards incident just got a whole lot deeper. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Mr. Inconspicuous, aka David Strappingborough, Pop Pop. And I'm out. The streets have spoken. This video is an investigative documentary. It does not intend to mock, shame, or humiliate any individuals or groups involved. No unverified claims or allegations are presented as fact. All information included has been publicly shared by third parties, media sources, or the individuals themselves. I am not responsible for the accuracy or opinions expressed in third-party content. This video is created under fair use for commentary, analysis, and reporting, and complies with YouTube's community guidelines. This video does not seek to glorify or glamorize negative behavior, but aims to provide an educational insight into realities often overlooked or unseen by the wider public. As I always say, there's one simple rule. If you don't speak on it, I can't report on it. I hope you enjoy the video. Some things are better left unsaid. The streets have spoken.